Hi, and welcome to GTLA's first legislative podcast of 2013. My name is Bill Clark, and I'm the political director here at Georgia Trial Lawyers Association. The Georgia General Assembly will convene this coming Monday morning, January 14th at 10 a.m., and they will meet for the next 40 legislative days. But those 40 legislative days may stretch out over the next 3 to 4 months. That means your client's rights and your law practice could be in danger for the next 90 to 120 days. However, I'm delighted to report that you have excellent GTLA leadership working on the legislative front. GTLA President Jay Sadd and Legislative Committee co-chairs Buck Rogers and Lindley Jones have been working on your behalf for most of the last several months and making sure that we are prepared for the coming session. And your dedicated lobbying staff has been right there beside them, learning our issues and learning the arguments that we need to make on behalf of the civil justice system so that we are prepared for the 2013 session. So what specific attacks do we expect? Well, that's sort of like asking which attacks do you expect your opposing counsel to bring to the table against your client and witnesses at trial. You anticipate all that they might bring to the case, and you prepare your responses and your strategies for dealing with those attacks. Then you hope that you never have to unleash your responses. We know, for example, that last year's effort to undermine the rights of Georgia policyholders, their right to hold their insurers accountable for acting in bad faith, is coming again this year. We have been participating in ongoing discussions about the impropriety of those proposals for the last several months, working with insurance representatives as well as leadership in the legislature. There may be a middle ground that will not harm policyholders' rights, that will continue to require insurance companies to settle claims in a good faith manner, but that will place reasonable requirements on those using time-limited demands to try to settle cases in an equitable fashion. We are working toward a middle ground like that. We've heard rumors that a large national medical staffing company is going to bring forward a proposal to remove medical malpractice cases from juries and subject them to review by a bureaucratic agency staffed with healthcare professionals. In short, these would be health courts dominated by the medical profession. We are prepared to fight this violation of the Seventh Amendment right to trial by jury and will not compromise on that issue whatsoever. We also know there have been a lot of rumors about forthcoming attacks on our workers' compensation system here in Georgia. In many states around the Southeast, workers' compensation systems have been under attack for years, and we plan to be prepared to fight off those attacks. We continue to participate in the Workers' Comp Advisory Council, and we hope to have a final agreement on a package of items that all sides can support this session. Beyond those 3 specific items, there are about another 8 to 10 proposals that we've heard about and for which we have been preparing. For example, there is talk yet again of a nursing home arbitration bill. There's talk again about changing the law regarding the admissibility of the failure to wear a seatbelt. And there's talk of only allowing a plaintiff to place before a jury the amount of a medical bill that was paid by the plaintiff's health insurer instead of the full amount of the bill the plaintiff incurred. And there also is talk of a bill to address costs associated with e-discovery. All or none of these, and more, may actually be introduced during the upcoming session of the Georgia General Assembly. So what can you do to help your GTLA protect your clients' rights and to protect your law practices? First, contact Buck Rogers or Lindley Jones and let them know you would like to serve on a subcommittee of our legislative committee as we go through the various issues during the session. Then contact your state representative and your state senator. In fact, do that today and offer to be a resource for them during the session. That is to say, offer to do research on issues of importance to them. Offer to craft arguments for them to support or oppose legislation that they are focusing on. And offer to get GTLA to help them with legislation, especially if that legislation affects the civil justice system. Another thing you can do is sign up for our award-winning Lawyer of the Day program and come spend a day at the Capitol working with your legislative team, working with GTLA's legislative leadership, and doing your part to help us win the fight on that day. Finally, we ask you to stay tuned. Read the Daily Watch emails you will be receiving from us from the state capitol. We have a new communications director who's going to make sure you're kept informed this session. When we ask for help reviewing bills that have been introduced, volunteer to read a few bills to see if any of them pose a threat to your client's rights or to your law practice. And when we ask you to reach out to your legislature, to your legislators, with a particular message on a specific bill, please do that right away. Your doing that could make all the difference in the world, because legislators will follow the wishes of their constituents and of the people who have been resources for them. We will be doing these legislative update podcasts every Friday from your state capitol, giving you insight to what is going on, keeping you up to date on bills affecting your clients and your practice, and asking for your engagement in this democratic process. Thank you for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you under the Gold Dome.